Welcome to Company Habit number 2. There has been a small change of plans. I was going to do another video after this, but I'm not. I'm just going to combine them and just call this video, this is about accountability. Alright? And the thing with accountability is that we are all going to face judgment at some point, at some time, at the end of life. And I'm bringing this to y'all, and I want y'all to hear me clearly. And I want you to think and think long and hard about this shit. We have all sinned. I'm no different. I'm no saint. I'm no better than anybody else, and I know it. But I have not gone out my way to make everybody else's life fucking miserable. I have siblings who have gone out their way to make sure that I have suffered. Instead of help elevating me, they have done everything they could to keep me from elevating. They don't take accountability for it. They don't take acknowledgement of it. And I have a parent, the only one I have left, that still hasn't woke the fuck up to the fact that she not only allowed it, but she also participates in it. There's nothing in this world worse than feeling that you are not loved by the person who gave you life. There's nothing worse in this world than that. Nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing. Nothing can hurt you more than a family member. Nothing. You know, getting your leg blowed off, getting your arm blowed off, that's just a physical pain. But that physical pain will stop. Then you have to accept the fact you no longer have those limbs. That's the easy part. But having to live with people who are your family, who don't give a fuck if you live or die, and watch your life decline while their lives accelerate due to your help, that shit stays with you forever. It stays with you forever. I had a horrible discussion with the parental unit tonight, and the parental unit still will deny. And I had to go on Google to find Luke 22:34. Jesus answered, I tell you, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will deny that you know me 3 times. You will deny today 3 times that you know me. My parental unit has been denying this shit for fucking 40 some odd damn years. It will reach its fever pitch. It will. And when it does, all I can say is, I'm not going to be the one that burns when it's over. And in our discussion, I was like, you know what? You can answer me. You really don't. Because the truth of the matter is, you will be answering to an angry God. When this is said and done, you will be answering to an angry God. Because what are you going to do when he sits there and says, this is what I had planned for your son. This is the life your son led because you kept fucking this plan up that I, the Lord, placed before your son. I put hopes and dreams in that boy. And you killed them all. Before he even was a man, he was a man. Because of your decisions, look at all your children. All of them have elevated, but that one. The one that I wanted to elevate, you have done everything to make sure that shit doesn't happen. So tell me what your punishment should be, because your son lived for 50 fucking years and never lived a day of that shit for himself. And I explained to her, I was like, you think you're just going to walk right into heaven when this shit is over? But just like me and everyone else who believes in the good Lord, the Creator, God, Buddha, Jesus, whatever you want to call them, you think you're going to walk into heaven when you have greatly sinned against someone else? Yeah, I got into street fights. That wasn't an option of a choice for me. I was forced to do that shit by uncles who were in the military, who scared the fuck out of a 7-year-old kid, and he had decided, technically I was 6, from 6 to 7, until I started learning martial arts. Then I started having a lust for fighting, which makes me bad. And you know, when you're 6 years old, you know right from wrong, but you also know fear. I was more afraid of them and what they would do versus the kids that were bigger than me. Winning was the only option. I became a 7-year-old, I became a martial artist. I still liked fighting. 8, 9, 10, got better. 11, got better. 12, got really good. And then my dad grabbed me. You will never fight another motherfucker unless it's in self-defense. A couple of years go by, I obeyed my father, and then I got to fighting in self-defense. One whole week I got to fighting. After that week, nobody ever fucked with me no more. Especially when I beat the biggest dog in the yard. Then nobody fucked with me until I got to high school. They would pick. They all would pick. But they wouldn't fucking fight me. No. They saw what the fuck I could do. I didn't believe that I could do it myself. Until it happened. No. You get into a fight for a whole week minus Wednesday. Tuesday, it gets physical. Wednesday, there's nothing. But Monday is when they actually got physical. Sorry about that. I fucked up. It got physical on Monday. It was an argument on Tuesday where somebody talked to two dudes that was going to jump me out of fighting me. Wednesday was like my day off. Thursday, the two dudes that got talked out of a fight, I got to fighting with their younger brother. And then Friday was the thriller in Manila. Or in my case, in Hardy Drive. After that, nobody bothered me. But then I went down to Smithfield. When I got down to Smithfield, I had this issue with the neighbor kid. And my dad would not let me beat this motherfucker ass. And this is where moral right comes in. My dad and I had this talk. And he was right. So first, it was a boxing match. I'm not a boxer. I'm a street fighter. Don't know shit about boxing. I learned real fast how to adapt though. The rules were, we ain't trying to hit each other as hard as possible. We pulling punches. Rules were meant to be broken, apparently. My opponent kept breaking the fucking rules. And I mean, he literally kept breaking the fucking rules. And for every one hit that I hit him, he'd hit me with 3 more. But he couldn't knock me out. And he was trying his damnedest to knock me out. I, on the other hand, got really, really fucking pissed. And I kept saying, if you keep hitting me as hard as you can, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. I'm taking these goddamn gloves off, and I'm beating you the fuck to death. He commenced to continue to keep kicking me down as hard as he could with his fist. And Evil James came out. Now, we didn't have our hands taped, but the glove was tied up pretty tight. I mean, dude was giving me the business. And I got mad. A little smile came across my face right after he hit me. Bap, bap, bap. You're fucking dead, buddy. And then my dad called me. And I went over there, because my dad's that guy, you know, don't make me call you twice, boy. So I went over there before you can call me the second time. I said, Jimmy, did you volunteer to fight this kid? I said, yeah. You know you're not a boxer, right? I said, yeah. He said, so what was the rules? I said, the rules was we was boxing. He said he was Mike Tyson. I said I was me. I couldn't use my feet. I'm way better with my feet than I am with my hands. He said, you did volunteer for this, right? And I said, yeah. He said, so were you losing? And I said, well, I wasn't really losing because he couldn't knock me out. But the rules were we pulling our punches and he won't pulling his punches. He said, how do you know that? I said, hey, when you get hit the first time and then you get hit the second time and it's a whole lot harder than the first time, you understand that the punch is being pulled. So then my dad's like, okay. So every time he hit you harder. It's like, yeah, it won't no way he could build up enough momentum to hit me with the same thing and not hit me harder. You know, you can jab people all day and the jab will still be the same. But when you jabbing and you haymaking, you know, something is not working out right here because a haymaker hurts a whole lot more than a jab. Because you actually get to put some oomph behind it, where a jab's just a straight jab. And he won't just straight jab. Haymaker, uppercut. It was pretty much boom, boom, boom. And my face was like, doop, doop, doop. Yeah, I was like, okay, pull them punches. I'm the only one complaining about pulling punches because I was pulling my punches. I wasn't trying to hit this dude. He didn't give a fuck. Until my gloves came off. And I hollered, you're fucking dead. D-E-A-D, did. And that's when my dad saved his life. That's also the reason why my dad made me go to my roof house every motherfucking day, just like the last time when I tried to cause a girl to crash her spree scooter. Bottom line is this. Accountability. Why am I at fault, you might ask? I'm at fault because I volunteered to fight the motherfucker. I should have swallowed my pride and walked the fuck away. I didn't know he had no honor. I didn't know that he was going to try to hit me with everything he had every motherfucking time. And to him, I have no fucks to give because he knew he was wrong and he shouldn't have been doing that shit. But hey, this is that problem when people think that they can beat somebody else's ass and don't know that they can't. He thought he could beat my ass. He found out that I'm a lot tougher than I look, and he was bigger than me, which is part of the problem. Because he's like, I'm hitting this motherfucker as hard as I can. And he did. Over and over and over. But that shit won't knock me out, and it won't knock me down. And it was all face shots. He never went to the bodies. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, keep on pulling the punches, man. Pull the punches. Nah, I ain't pulling shit. But I was in his head. He really won't pulling shit. He like, I got you. I'm pulling him. I was like, motherfucker, I'm not fucking stupid. By the time we got to the third round, I'm fucking pissed. Because this motherfucker didn't pull one damn punch from round 1 to round 3. He was trying to knock me out. And he had to learn a very valuable lesson that you can't knock everybody out. You may think that you can, but you can't. And I mean, he was throwing them. He was throwing bones at me like it wasn't nothing. The problem was, I was taking them like they won't nothing. And then I got mad. I'm usually not a sore sport. But in that case, I was beyond a sore sport because I asked him to stop. No, it's like I asked him to stop hitting me as hard as he could. And he would lie to me to my face, I'm not hitting you that hard, I'm not hitting you that hard, okay? But when the motherfucking gloves came out, oh, his expression changed real fucking quick. No. I said, no. I told you, if you keep hitting me as hard as you can, I'm kicking your motherfucking ass. And now, I'm gonna keep my word. And then my dad called. And that's what saved him. And then my dad and I had that discussion. And I took full accountability to my dad. You know, it's like, yeah, I volunteered for this shit. And he said, well, then you ought to know better. You know you're not a boxer. You know you got a temper. Why would you volunteer for this shit? Male pride. I just couldn't let this black guy beat my ass. Shit won't gonna happen. And he, on the other hand, he wanted to beat my ass really, really fucking bad. And he just couldn't do it. You know? So after that was done, I literally, I threatened to beat that motherfucker. I said, I'm gonna beat your ass every motherfucking day. When you come outside, I'm gonna be right outside waiting for you. And he's like, what? I said, you heard what the fuck I said? I said, you wanna fucking fight? I'm gonna give you a fucking fight. You wanna fucking fight me? You wanna hit me with everything you got? I said, we're gonna see how well this works out for you when I catch your ass tomorrow. Apparently my dad heard that shit. Dad sent me to my roofs every fucking morning. Every motherfucking morning. He's like, nah, we ain't letting that shit happen. So, was what it was, man. It was what it was. But that's why I said this thing about accountability. If you are going around causing problems for other people's lives, if you are making their lives completely fucking miserable, you may not answer to them, but you will answer to an angry fucking God. And may God have mercy on your soul when that shit happens.